Hi guys, Renee here, yoga trapeze instructor in the tri-state area. I just wanted to share my story. This past weekend, I participated in the Take Ownership conference in Newark, New Jersey that was organized by founders, and it was really moving. Eric Thomas was there, and I never thought I would see him, seeing his videos on YouTube. I just thought that was it. And then I saw the opportunity from founders and Gerard, so I was like, oh, this is definitely happening. And it was amazing. So I'm making this video to actually share my story because from the first day, that's what I was inspired to do, is to stop kind of robbing the experience from other people to kind of connect with me and to kind of help them find hope, because there's other people out there that experience back pain and just kind of rely on the doctors for their opinions. And I'm just here to say, like, there's an alternative to their opinions, regardless of if they're telling you to take physical therapy for the rest of your life, or to pursue injections or surgery. So just going to start off by telling my story. I was in a car accident in 2014 on the turnpike, rear-ended. The gentleman behind us wasn't paying attention. We were in like dead traffic. I was sitting to the side, like engaging in conversation. And because of the way I was sitting, my back, when the accident happened, I experienced herniated and bulging disc in my lumbar. My cervical spine was messed up, torn meniscus in my knees because both my knees were against the dashboard. It's a weird thing. It's the Volkswagen. The dash comes down in the center console. It's really awkward. I would never buy that car. But again, I was passenger. I had my seatbelt on. I was just sitting like a buffoon. With that said, we didn't get the ambulance. We went to the emergency room. We drove there. The doctor was not concerned about my back. She said, "You're young. You're fine." She just x-rayed my neck. I left the emergency room with muscle relaxers, which put me out of commission for a few days. I was completely groggy. I just slept for those 3 days. I went back to work. I was only there for a half day because the pain was so excruciating. I couldn't sit any longer. And luckily, I had an emergency appointment with a spine specialist. So at the appointment, the doctor did x-rays of my back, and he said, "No wonder why you're in pain, kid. You have herniated and bulging discs." And I didn't know what that meant. I've been blessed with good health all my life. So being 23 and being told that, you're broken and, well, now we got to do surgery. It's so heartbreaking. It's like I was about to turn 24, like go skydiving for my birthday, like do all these fun things, and everything in that moment comes to a halt. He began to say, normally I recommend injections and I make commission off the injections, but in your case, they're not going to do anything for you. You definitely need surgery. I don't care about your commission. Like, who are you to even tell me that? The fact that you told me I'm broken and now I have to like figure it out and rely on other people to fix me, like that was like the worst moment of my life, honestly, to experience that at 23 at such a young age. Like, I just got my brand new job, like big girl job in the city. Just got my apartment. Like, I have to furnish my apartment. Like, everything that I was planning to do had to become to a halt because now I'm broken and I can't fix myself. I have to rely on someone else to cut me open, flip me over, put some metal rods in my back, and potentially might not work. And potentially might need another surgery because of it. And potentially, because they're fixing that one space, that the vertebrae higher up might be affected and cause even more pain. So here we go. I was referred to the surgeon. The surgeon said, "Stay at work for 2 weeks. We'll see what happens. Maybe your body will heal." I went to get another opinion from another spine specialist. He took me out of work for 8 weeks. He says, "Definitely rest up, do physical therapy." So I pursued physical therapy, and then I did chiropractic as well. Eventually added massage therapy in there as well, and acupuncture. Acupuncture was the number one thing that really helped me. However, after about a week or so, week and a half, the pain would come back. It just wasn't as severe as it was previously. And in regards to massage therapy, everybody should be getting a massage at least once a month, not only for the benefits, but just to help you kind of relax and come back to yourself. And it's just great for your body. But if you need a massage therapist, let me know. My lady is amazing. But yeah, and then I went to another spine specialist to pursue injections, just kind of get his opinion because a coworker recommended him to me. So he said, "Here's your second script for physical therapy. Go about it. Let's see what happens." Same thing. Same thing. And then the insurance company took away my acupuncture, so I couldn't continue that anymore. And that was not a good thing because it was like the one thing that brought me hope. I'm like, I could be pain-free through acupuncture. It'll eventually go away. And they're like, no, that's your maximum. What did they consider it? My maximum healing, whichever it was, through acupuncture. So they took that away from me. That was another big ordeal. Mind you, on top of like being depressed and like being 30 pounds heavier, like it was just not a good situation. Um, that was so low. Like I did not want to be around anyone in that time that I was out of work. My family, like it just was not a good situation at all. Like I was not in good headspace. So I couldn't be anything for anyone. Like I couldn't be a positive ray of light that for anybody. I just wasn't a good person at that point in my life because I was such that it sucked. It sucked to be so young, to be so hungry for life, and for a doctor, for several doctors to tell you, hey, you can't do that. Hey, don't think about doing that. Like, ugh. My schedule was work when I finally went back to work, physical therapy and chiropractic and just doctors, honestly. Like, it was just not a good situation. After the second script of physical therapy, I went back to the doctor and I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm tired of this. I just I need something else. Like, and I was ready to do the injections. And he said, here's your third script of physical therapy. Let's give your body one more chance to heal. I was like, okay, whatever. So I finished my third script of physical therapy, January 2016, I believe it was. And I was ready to do the injections. Like the pain was just about the same. They were just showing me how I can do workouts in a slow manner. And so I scheduled the consult, and then I was on Facebook one day scrolling. It says, try the yoga trapeze, 30 days for $1. It alleviates back pain. And I was desperate. So I'm like, yes, take my money. Like, send me the trapeze. Challenge accepted. I finally got it in. I didn't understand anything about it. I never read up about it. I was just desperate, like I said. I went to the gym and I hung the trapeze and I went inside the trapeze, and just from hanging upside down for like 9.5 seconds, I came to stand up and I felt taller. I didn't understand what physically happened in my body, but I knew something was to it because I didn't feel any pain. I didn't have the tension in my lumbar. It was like so bizarre. I'm like, all of this long journey, and now I have a piece of fabric that I'm hanging upside down on, and I feel okay. And it cost me like $110. Let's not talk about the $77,000 worth of like doctor bills that I had to cover, or the other doctor bills that were covered from the insurance. Like, and that's exactly what happened. And I practiced every day for about a year and a half before I decided to do the training. I wanted to make sure that this was definitely something for me. So it worked for me. And I knew that other people out there are experiencing back pain as well. And the scary part is they're relying on their doctors for medicine and just kind of like going off their opinions, and it's just their opinion at the end of the day. It's not factual, because they were telling me like, if you get this surgery, it could potentially do something else up your spine. So they could fix this, my L5, my L4, but potentially do something to my thoracic spine. And then I could need another surgery. And, if you get pregnant, no one's going to touch a pregnant woman. And like, it was a lot for a 23-year-old at the time to kind of like make the decision. Like, do I need surgery? Do I need to think about pregnancy? Like, is that something that needs to be on my mind right now? No, 23 years old, just get a brand new job. Life is everything I wanted it to be. And then this back injury comes along and threw me for a whirlwind. And it's just a crazy situation. I went to go get certified in Barcelona, and I met wonderful women. And that was like such a heart-mending experience for me, because I got to meet like 7 women that were everything, and I got to hear their stories and how they inspired me. They're like, they went through this, they endured that. Like, I can overcome this back injury. Like, I can freaking do this. And I will never forget those women. Oh my God, I'm going to email them right after this video. But like, for me, that was transformation. Like, that's why I have this butterfly. I have like another metaphor for my life, but that reminds me is like, I was like at one point of my life, and I transformed into this other person that I am today, and so kind and so positive, and like just about like serving others. And I want to help other people to just kind of understand that there's other alternatives than relying on what your doctor says, injections, physical therapy for the rest of your life, acupuncture, like using all your money to try to help heal yourself. Like, you don't have to pursue surgery. You don't have to listen to the doctor. I quit my full-time job to do this full-time because it was so fulfilling to see the looks on my students' faces when they did something that they didn't think they would be able to do, when they stop taking their medicine, when they don't experience pain anymore in the morning, when they can get out of bed. Like, I know what it feels like not to be able to get out of bed. And now that I'm providing that for other people where they can get out of bed, they can be pain-free as well, no amount of money compares to that, flat out. So at the end of it all, guys, listen to what you think is best for you, because it might work. You might evolve into something else. You might have to pursue whatever the doctors say, but that's fine. But give yourself the chance